Okay. All right, guys. So it's April 9th and 2020. Doing this for YouTube. That way we know when the heck these recordings were. We know what's outdated and not. I'm super excited for tonight, you guys. So tonight, Jeannie's going to share a lot about social media, branding yourself, all kinds of just really awesome tips for us. I just want to share a few things with you guys. Jeez Louise, I'm a hot mess today, guys. I just want to share a few things real quick with you guys that Jeannie and I are putting together for you. We're super excited about this. The one thing I ask that you guys do, though, with all of this, just keep in mind, it is just Jeannie and I working on this. It's not, you know, there's not like a template that we're using for any of this or anything like that. So when we have new stuff launching for you guys, we're just kind of going with the flow, like, and we're coming up with it. So sometimes it can take a little bit longer to get the material to you than we anticipate. Like myself with the training group, you know, I'm still working on getting the new videos done for that. But this is what we have that's kind of taking priority for us right now. So Cami had posted in the triple and above group saying that, you know, corporate's doing all of this awesome stuff for us. You guys, if you're not taking advantage of the It Works From Home, like, you need to start doing that. So they're doing It Works From Home every, just that is funny. They're doing, okay, so they're doing It Works From Home every day, twice a day, except for Sundays. Okay, Monday through Saturday, twice a day, 12 noon, 8 p.m. If you're Eastern time zone, if you're Pacific like me in California, it's 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And what they do is they get on for 15 minutes and they interview a top leader or top income earner. They give a little bit of their story, talk a little bit about products, and then talk about the business opportunity. And then what they do after that is they on, let me see the dates. I wrote the dates down. So on, holy moly, my papers. Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, what they're doing is they're giving you a Zoom ID to get your guests on, and they help them get their stuff pre-sold right then and there. So it's really awesome because you guys can literally have somebody watch it. They can get on the Zoom, pre-sell, and have their money ready to go by that evening, you know, depending on how it goes with their pre-selling. And it's just so, I just think it's so cool that corporate has set that up for us. So, let me just set this all back up, guys, because I knocked everything over and I'm distracted right now that it's knocked over, just being honest. So anyways, why that's so cool, you guys, is, well, I told you why it's so cool, but so what they said is then that they want us to kind of take that for ourselves and then take it and teach our teams how to do it and do the same thing with our teams, right? So what Jeannie and I are doing, pen and paper, guys, remember this. we'll remind you again too. Okay, every Tuesday night at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time, we're going to do the same thing for you guys. We're gonna do our own Zoom half an hour. You have your guests come on, and we will teach them how to pre-sell their kits right then and there. And it's gonna be like a working Zoom. Like, we're gonna say, okay, make a list of 5 to 10 people. We're gonna give you 5 minutes to do that. And then, you know, after 5 minutes, then we'll say, here's what you wanna send to them. And then we're gonna give them the message to send to them about pre-selling, right? And then after that, then, you know, we'll work with them. Okay, is anybody getting responses? Great, here's what you wanna send. So, I mean, we're going to work hand in hand with them for a half an hour every Tuesday, okay? So if you guys have anybody who's wanting to pre-sell, get them on that, okay? And I would make sure that they're on like the Tuesday night It Works From Home first. That way they can hear a story other than mine, other than Jeannie's, other than yours. Like, it gives them a different perspective and they can hear somebody else's story. And then right after that, like, because it's pretty much right after that, they're going to have the opportunity then to hop on and pre-sell. Okay, so we're doing that every Tuesday, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, and we'll do that until whenever we feel like maybe it's not working anymore or something. But for right now, I really think that that's going to be so super beneficial for you guys in getting your people who are interested you know, getting them started. So then same night, right after that. So that's going to be a half an hour. Also on Tuesdays, immediately after that, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be doing a newbie training. Once a week, newbie training. And your newbies can get on multiple times. It's not like they just get on once and it's it and that's it. It's not going to be the same content every week. We're going to kind of look and see like, okay, what do we feel like the newbies need to learn? Maybe, and it literally, you guys, it will only be a half an hour training because we want to keep it short to make sure that your newbies are getting on and learning the content that they need to learn. If it's something that goes longer than a half an hour, they might not want to stick around. You know, they might not want to get on because they have lives, obviously. And when you're new, it's kind of hard to see the value in putting the time into doing trainings and things like that. So we're going to keep it at a half an hour. I will teach them something for 15 minutes. Jeannie will teach them something for 15 minutes, and then that's it. So we'll touch on 2 to 3 subjects each time. And like I said, it'll be something different each week. I mean, obviously at some point we're going to repeat, but for the most part, it's going to be different stuff for them. So one day might be, I'm going to talk to them about posting, and Jeannie's going to teach them how to download WordSwag and how to use WordSwag. And then the next week it might be, this is how you utilize stories, and this is how you log into eSuite. Like, I don't know. It'll just kind of be, we're going to kind of evaluate each week what we think the newbies really need to hear and what they need to learn. And then that's what we're going to teach them. So Tuesdays, sorry, I'm looking at my notes to make sure I tell you the right times. Tuesdays, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern is going to be get your potentials on. We will help them pre-sell to get started ASAP with you guys. And then immediately following that, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern is going to be the newbie training. I'm also going to be really going to make an effort to get this done by this weekend for you guys, okay? But you guys know I'm always very candid with you. I'm always very open and honest. I don't think the PDT group was working. And I don't know if it's because we're not following up as much as we should. I don't know if it's because maybe I should be more active in there. I'm not really sure, but it's not really doing a whole lot for us. I mean, really, if you guys think about it, most of you guys haven't had any enrollments, maybe one enrollment because of the PDT group. We have almost 700 people in there. So we should have a higher signage rate than what we have from it. So I want to kind of change it up. For right now, you guys are going to keep using it, but by this weekend, we're going to try something different, okay? And I don't know, it's not like I've heard somebody's out there doing this and it's working out fantastically for them. It's just something that I think is going to work. I've seen that with the video for pre-selling, that seems to be working for you guys. The video that I made where it talks about, they have 3 options. They can pre-sell, use Klarna, or pay the $99. That seems to be working. I see you guys working with people to help them pre-sell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record a video. I'm going to try and keep it at 5 minutes. It's kind of hard to keep it at 5 minutes, but I'm going to try really hard to keep it at 5 to 7 minutes tops. It's going to go over like 30 seconds will be my story. Another 30 seconds will be some information about the company. And when I say information, it's going to be like, our company's awesome. We have all natural products. We have everything from weight loss to skincare to body contouring wraps to coffee to, I'll touch on what we have, and then I will let them know we've been around just short of 20 years. We're debt free. We hit billions of dollars in sales every year, just kind of going over the real basics of who we are as a company. Then I will spend 3 to 4 minutes talking about what exactly it is that we do. How do we make money on social media? And then just kind of wrap it up. So then when you have people who say like, hey, what is it that you do? Or I'm interested, instead of sending them to the PDT group, you're going to send them this video. You're going to say, hey, I have a video that explains exactly what we do. It's 5 minutes. Can I send it to you? You can take a look and then let me know what questions you have after that. Okay, then you guys will send the video. And then from there, I'm going to kind of just wait and see, like, what kinds of questions are you guys getting? Or are they coming back and saying, I want to do this, I just don't have the 99, in which case then you can send the pre-sell video to them. Or, are they coming back with questions that I'm not thinking of that they might have? So this is going to be something we're going to run as a test for a couple weeks and see how it goes. But everybody's talking to so many people right now, and we're just not signing like we should be. And I think it's just because I don't know. I thought the PDT group was going to be great, but it's just not really producing the numbers that I thought it would. So we're trying to try something different out. So as soon as I get that video done, I will make sure that gets put in the team chat, put in the team page so that everybody has access to it. And then all you have to do is just send that out. I'm going to do my best to have that done within the next 48 hours for you guys. Hopefully sooner, but by the end of the weekend, you guys will have that. And then just keep an eye out on the team page, because Jeannie and I are going to be really working on doing more power half hours for you guys to help you guys really utilize all the things that we have right now. And, you know, just do our best to help you guys with your business. So we don't have set days and times, you guys. Honestly, I just have to see what my schedule is. Everything's so up in the air. So, I mean, I will make sure that you guys get some notice, but just keep an eye on the team page, because you'll see, you know, we'll post and say, hey, power half hour at this time, or power half hour in 2 hours, or something like that. But just something to let you guys know that there's going to be one. So I think that's all that I had for announcements. So I'm going to hand it off to Jeannie, and you guys take lots and lots of notes. Jeannie has so much good info for you tonight. So take it away, Jeannie.
All right, guys, who's excited about the actual working with people to pre-sell? I mean, that's huge. Yeah, our company's doing that for people, but it's going to be us. We're going to be actually doing it. They're going to see us. So I'm excited about that. But tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about branding and storytelling. You know, the post where it says, you know, who wants to lose weight, who wants to, you know, join my team for this, that, and the other. Those are good for every once in a while, but people get sick of seeing that. And they're just going to scroll past your stuff. They're going to say, same old Jeannie posting about the same old thing. So, I've been really working on branding. I don't know if you guys really know what that is, but it's basically about the value that you can bring to your audience. Bringing more value, talking about things that are problems that people are having, or just coming up with things that are going to make them stop and look at your page more and be excited to see your posts. When you pop up in a live video, or when your post pops up, they're going to take the time to read it. I took notes because there's a lot, so I'm going to try to make this a little bit quick, but it's a lot of information. So you want to have a better understanding on how you can show up consistently to bring value to your audience and make them feel good. You want to think of things to make them feel good. Create value. So like, I mean, giving information about products, but telling them the benefits that you're getting from them, not about the ingredients. They don't care about that. They want to know what our business and our products can do for them. People want to know about what things can do for them. They don't care about you. I don't mean to be mean, but they want to know about them. I mean, people talk about themselves all the time. And I know in the past that I've found that I was talking about myself and what the business has been doing for me. And that's great. Everybody likes, you know, wow, Jeannie got a $1,200 raise, but what can it do for me? So that's a really big thing with branding. So we are selling an increased value of lifestyle, whether you lead with the business or the products. So you want to tell people about how they can increase their lifestyle, their finances, their, you know, better health, things like that, to bring more value to them. You need to find a way to relate the business and the products with your audience. So for example, you know, when you're interacting with people and you see like, oh, I'm in the refrigerator, or I'm this and that, I'm eating so much, look at all these goodies and stuff. I like to relate to them posts. I don't like drop it in their inbox like, well, you know, if you want to lose weight, I have this, that, and the other. But if you interact on those kind of posts, your posts are going to bounce up in their news feeds more often. So they're going to see you. They're going to see, oh, well, you know, Jeannie lost 5 pounds on her Skinny Brew or whatever the product is. And then they're going to say, well, I'm going to reach out to her. You just want to create that relationship with people. We've been working a lot on posting and getting our stuff out there. But if you're not interacting with people and just throwing things into their inbox about the business or the products, you want to create that relationship with them. You want to interact with their posts more than just a like or a heart or whatever emoji. You want to say, things like, hey, where'd you get that outfit? Or ask them questions and things. So they're going to relate to you as a friend, not just as somebody trying to sell them something. Let's see. So I covered that. I covered that too. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. But so what do you want people to know about you? Think of 5 things and write them down, and think of what 5 things can you bring to your audience that you can relate to them. Do you want more moms on your team? Do you want more, older people? Do you want younger people? Do you want college students? Just think of 5 things that you can brand yourself around to create content that way too. So I'm just going to read you a list of some of the examples that I have. I mean, I can't really put it in the chat. I mean, you can see it, but it's kind of backwards and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to read some of these off. So if you're passionate about your content, your audience will be too. So you could talk about money, success, status, family, ways you're giving back, integrity, change, with the change of everything that's going on. That's a big one. Challenge, loyalty, reputation, health, fitness, spirituality. I mean, I don't know how many posts I've made with like talking about my relationship with God growing because of this business and the personal development and things, and people relate to those. Friends, love, service, relationships. Yeah, I will, Janessa. I'll put a picture of this in the group. Inspiring others, laughter. People love to laugh, especially right now. I mean, my mom just told me, I got a text message a little bit ago, my dad's getting laid off, which he just bought a new car for them. He's upgrading the house and things. So people are going through hard times right now. They need laughter. Music, personal growth, things that you're growing. What is this business growing for you? What are the things you're learning and growing, and how is it helping you? Connection, generosity, adventure, balance, beauty, creativity, growth, knowledge, leadership, learning, recognition. Recognition is huge. Recognize your team. Do things like that. People love seeing that, and it's going to motivate your team to do more also. So that's a good one, recognition. Belief, responsibility, pleasure, optimism, and purpose. I'll put that in the team page so everybody can see that. So like you could do lifestyle and freedom, things that you want them to know about you, health and nutrition, mom things, student things I've already covered. Okay, so another thing, what do you want people to come to you to look to you as an expert about? Do they want you to, do they want to come to you about 3 ways to entertain your toddler while she's crying about going shopping like mine, and she can't go out because people are sick in the stores? What activities are you doing with them? Something, just what, like better health, better fitness, some things about like exercising, getting up and moving. They want to look to you, what do you want people to look to you as an expert for? Let's see. So you want to make sure you shine with your colors and your personality. Yeah, Krista, coffee, that's a good one. Coffee helps solve a lot of problems. Shine with your own colors, your own personality, you don't want to try to be something you're not. I know I get nervous on a lot of my live videos. My voice goes higher, you know, and we think of things that people want to think about us, but they want to see your personality. They want to see that me and Amira are goofy together. You know, we just have a good time. They want to see you. That's what's going to attract people to you, is your personality, being different and standing out above the rest. So another thing to think about is describe your perfect distributor or your perfect loyal customer. Do you want somebody that's going to absolutely need this business right now or anytime? Someone that's looking for work and struggling, a mom, you know, you want to look to describe your perfect LC or DT. Another thing, I mentioned this last week. Yes, that's a big one, Taryn. Write it down, and that's what you're going to bring into your business. That's why we started doing the journaling and 10 gratitudes and stuff like that. That's really huge for yourself.
Can I add something to that real quick, Jeannie? I think when I was on that Zoom with Pam, she was saying that Carrie Young, you guys don't know, she's like top 20 income earner. I think she might be top 10, but she was telling Pam that even she noticed, like with her stories, when she was doing her stories, she was talking about, you know, I used to be broke. We lived in my parents' basement. And she was giving this whole description of her previous life and then what It Works has done for her. But she wasn't describing some of the work that went into it. And so what she realized is she was attracting a lot of people who came from that same background, but that didn't have the desire to put the work in to get to where she is. And so she started tweaking how she was talking about it. That's still a part of her story and she still wants to talk about it, but she talks more about like, you know, I work from my phone or whatever. She added some more into it of like the work that she does. And a lot of that shifted for her. And I think it's the same concept for us. Like Jeannie was saying, what do you want to attract in a distributor? What do you want to attract in a customer? If you're not specific about it, and I'm guilty of this, I need to get better. As Jeannie's saying it, I'm like writing it down because it's like, oh my gosh, like I haven't done this, but I mean, I've heard it. Write down what you want to attract, and that will be what you bring in, distributor or customer wise. So do you want distributors who come in and don't want to work, or do you want someone who comes in and has a crazy work ethic that wants to just get stuff done, that wants to just rise to the top as fast as they can, that's super coachable and is willing to learn? Or do you want someone who's going to come in and is going to be nilly-willy and in and out and hot and cold, and they're in it one day and they're not the next? You can't find them. Like, what is it that you want? Same thing with customers. Do you want a customer who's going to come in and be serious about their weight loss goals and be willing to spend $100 in order to get multiple products to meet that weight loss goal? Or do you want somebody who's coming in barely able to scrape together the 36 for TFX and then will turn around 2 weeks later and say it doesn't work and they took 3 pills out of the bottle? So I just wanted to add that in. Thanks, Jeannie.
That was good. That was perfect. Yeah, for example, to add on to that, like I was talking about how I got hurt in the military, and you know, I know there's kids around, but like as far as pain medication and stuff like that, problems with that, I was attracting those types of people who were in it for the money, but they didn't want to work for it. So they were like recovering, or they were this and that. I was getting a lot of negativity throughout my news feed because they were posting crazy stuff. So that just adds to that. Last week I talked about like things to think of when you're posting or when you're doing a live video. You want to seem like you know what you're talking about, at least a little bit. So look up like magazines, Google magazines, and even like the things on the cover. 3 ways to do this with your kids, or there's tons of things. Like the 5 words that you wrote down, look up on Google magazine titles with this or that or the other, like money or success, finances, things like that. That's a good way to come up with some ideas for Facebook Lives, because I have the hardest time finding things to talk about where I'm not throwing my business and my products out at people. I want to provide value first, connect it into with my business or products, and then they're going to come ask you questions about it. You don't want to throw everything out there because they don't have no reason to come to you and ask you any questions. If you're giving exactly what things do, exactly what they do for you, you want to have them in your inbox asking you questions about it. Another thing, get added to different Facebook groups that relate to your brand, your 5 things you wrote down, and post and tell them about yourself. Don't necessarily throw your products and business out there, but say, hey, I'm new here. I'm Jeannie. I'm a mom of a 3-year-old, blah, 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 blah. Tell a little bit about your story, and you'll have people attracted to that post. They're going to comment on it, and that gives you right there people to talk to, people to relate to. So you can add them as friends, and then you provide value, and you talk to them through, my husband just walked in, through, he got me distracted. Like through their posts, interacting on their posts and things. Let's see. Another big
I want to throw in with that real quick. Melissa Dean that did our DT training a couple weeks ago for us, you guys. So she was able to quit her job before I was, and we were in a couple of different cop wife groups together. And this is brilliant. When you guys are to the point where you are ready to leave your full-time job, I highly, highly recommend you do this. She went into the group and she said, I'm at the point in a side hustle that I'm doing where it's making as much as my full-time job as a nurse. And I'm at a crossroads of trying to decide if I should leave it and come home with my kids or if I should stay working full-time. What would you do in my situation? Do you know how many people were commenting on that post asking her, how are you able to do that? I guarantee you that girl probably signed like 20 DTs just from that post. And it wasn't like, hey, join my team. It was just talking about like, this is where I'm at. And like Jeannie was saying, if you get added into a group, you guys can do an introductory post, hey, I'm Taryn. I'm a mom of 2. I have a cute little 9-month-old, 9-month-old baby girl, 13-year-old boy. I get to be home with them every day. I work from home and I get to be home with them every day. And it's so great. I'm just looking to make some new mom friends. Don't you think that's going to create curiosity? What do you do to work from home? So you don't have to be telling them, like, it doesn't have to be a come join my team post, but you can do things like that in group pages, because you guys really, you don't want to be doing things in group pages that are related to the business. You're going to get yourself blocked from group pages, and it just gives network marketing a bad name. So, but you can definitely do things like that. Or I can't tell you how many times I've messaged girls from groups because they've posted in there, I really, we need to make some extra money. Does anyone know anywhere that's hiring? Or, I really wish that I could be home with my kids. How do you guys do it? I've got to figure out a way that I can be home with my kids. Like, don't comment on their posts telling it. And there's sometimes where flat out people will say, all right, I know you guys in here make money. Tell me what you do and how it is that you do it. And I don't go lay it all out. I just go comment and say, hey girl, I was able to replace my full-time income working for the county as a social worker. And now I actually make more than that at home with my kids every day. Let me know if you want more info, and I'll shoot you a message, because a lot of times they get lots of comments. But if you don't give it all, so there's lots of ways to utilize groups. So if you get in groups, don't get sidetracked. Don't let it take you away from work, because sometimes I'm in a babies of June, July, and August 2019 group, and there's times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been in here for 15 minutes. What am I doing? I gotta get out. Like, so don't get sidetracked. Sorry, Jeannie. I just wanted to throw that out there. So I've never forgotten Melissa do that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's the smartest thing ever.
Yes. Another thing, like I'm in a keto group, and they're posting their results pictures. And I went in there, I posted my results and said, I did this and how long. I didn't give them all the information. People were like, how did you do that? Those are awesome results. And there you go. It gives you more people to add to your friends list. and talk to them about products or whatever the topic is. Another thing, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Facebook groups, because my friend Chrissy is in a cop wives group with Taryn, and she did a post for her about the cleanse. And if she wouldn't have posted that, I wouldn't be here, because I wouldn't have started with the products and joined the business. So groups are huge. You can use that to your advantage in so many ways. Let's see. Another thing, if you see people's posts, like not influencers that you know is in another company, but people that just like, you love their posts, you know they bring value, things like that to your newsfeed. I mean, shoot the business. See if they know anybody that's interested in making extra money online or whatever the case. Is Daddy home? Yeah. She wants to come up and say hi. She got paint all over her shirt from painting earlier. So okay. So if they bring value to your newsfeed and you know they're not posting about another business, reach out to them. They know tons of people. And if you bring people into your business that are already influencing people, they already make a difference to your social media, and they're not in network marketing or whatever, shoot them a message and ask them. It doesn't hurt to ask if they're interested in what you do or making extra money, because if they have a big influence on there, you don't have to worry about them posting good stuff. You don't have to teach them all that. You just teach them the business side of it. I know with where we're at, like if we're 1 to 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 of choosing people that are influencers or that influence people, we're going to stick to the group of people that we're used to relating with. But if you step out of your comfort zone and you go for someone that's already an influence, they already know half the business. So that's a big one too. If you're passionate about your content, your audience will be too. People who are influenced. I didn't read that. Sorry, I didn't see that one. I was catching the other ones. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, so I'm going to go over like building your personal brand, a couple questions. I'm going to go over this little worksheet thing of different ideas you can do, and then I'll end with going live. And I get nervous about doing it, but it's the fastest way to bring people to you and bring value. So if you can, I mentioned this partially before, if you could describe your perfect DT or your perfect LC, who would they be? Think of like age, career, kids, male or female, hobbies, or like income bracket. And I'll post another pic. I'll post these all in a picture, like my worksheets. I'll post them in Dream Team, so it'll be easier for you guys to do it on your own. I'll put the recording of this in Dream Team, and then you can just put it in the comments section. That way, it all stays together for everyone. That's perfect. That's perfect. What are 3 or more problems or concern that you could solve that relate to the business or the products? Yeah. Get that box down here. What box? With the markers. Are you crazy? Yeah, this? Yeah. No, get it down. This? Yeah. No, we're not coloring eggs right now. She wants this. We're not coloring eggs right now. We're going to color eggs tomorrow with Daddy. I want to see in there. You can see it. Don't open it. Go take it to Daddy. Okay, and let's see. Like you could look on their Facebook, like through Facebook, what are big problems or concerns that they're posting about right now? What keeps them up at night? What problems you can solve? Another thing is, where are they hanging out? Right now, everybody's online. Everybody's online. They can't leave their house unless they go to work or to the grocery store. So that's where everybody's at. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be the go-to person for? Come here. You can see it. You can see it. Come here.
Guys, if you're having a hard time figuring out like what you're known for, or because I know that can be a struggle for some of us. Cami said like about a month ago, I feel like it was on the Sunday night call. She said literally you got to go to well, I think you can do it on Facebook too. I would do it on Instagram and Facebook in your stories. You literally like do a selfie or a selfie with the kids or something and put that as a slide. And then there's the questions option in your story. You'll see it. It says questions, and then you can type in a question, and then it has an empty box where they can type an answer in. And so you can like, I meant to do it and I haven't done it. So now that Janie's saying this, I'm like inspired. I'm going to go do this tonight. And I would challenge you guys to each do this tonight. Put a picture in your story, use the questions box, and just say, when you think of me, what are 3 things that you think of? Obviously we want 5, but if you can get that, like 5 is too many for them to say, but you can put what are 2 things or what are 3 things that you think of. I'll tell you right now, I know people are going to say for me, coffee, Disney, and I don't know what else, but I know coffee and Disney are going to be probably the top 2, and being a mom probably, because my kids are always all over everything that I have. But you might be interested, it might be interesting, something that people think of when they think of you, they think of, it might not be something that you've thought of that you would be branded as. And it kind of just helps you find those 5 things that you want to focus in on to really kind of cater your posting and in your social media presence around. So just if you're struggling, that's a really good thing to do.
Yes, that's a good one. Or even like a post, you could do stories or a post for that. That's really good. Do you have any certain colors that you would brand identify by? So like me, a lot of pinks. I like a lot of black. I wear a lot of black and gold. So those would be mine. So like for your background, for some of your social media pictures and things, branded by a color, when people think of you, they think of black and gold for the coffee dealer or whatever the case is. Let's see. What other brands do your people on your social media plug into? Right now, they're probably plugging into the president and craziness news, but like on another note, other than this time right now, like coaches, authors, trainers, influencers, like what other brands are they talking about, or what can you relate your brand to? We like personal development. We're doing personal development. I've learned a lot from, okay. Yeah, good job. Doing personal development. What books are you reading? What authors are good? Some of the things like TV shows, for example, like This Is Us just ended, but that's one of my favorite shows, Blacklist, things like that, just to bring other things other than the business. And no, we don't have, we got to hard boil them. Last thing I'll go over here is what's your vision? Paint a clear picture that your social media can connect and contribute to. What is your plan of action? Like, what do you want to bring out of this business? What do you want, like, what value do you want to bring to, to social media or whatever? What is your vision? What is your action, the actions that you're going to take to get to point A or point B? And you want to describe that. Tell your story in so many ways every day. If it's on Instagram, if it's on Facebook, if it's through stories, I think it's like 7 to 10 times you want to tell your story in one way or another on your social media. I'm not saying like tell your story in 7 to 10 posts every day, but like through Messenger, through, like I said, stories or posting. You want to tell your story as many times as you can. Like, why did you do this business? What brought you to it? What's it doing for your family? Where were you at before? Where are you going to be? A lot of you are going to be diamond at the end of the month. A lot of you are going, going double and above. Where are you going to go? There's so much power in your story and the things that you're going to bring value to your network. So just really brainstorm and think about these things and what you can bring to them. So that's what's going to bring people back to you. Oh, and the live video thing, same thing with the magazine covers and things. You can get so many ideas with that. Like I did a live video about boosting your immune system. That's a big thing right now. People want to know ways that they can boost their immune system through all this, and just basically look stuff like that up. But that's about it. That's what I had to say. I hope this helped you guys.
That's so great. I was getting so many notes, and I think a lot of you guys did too, right? There was so much good stuff there. And so, I think guys, really just take what Genie taught you tonight and start putting it into action tonight. Like, don't say, oh, this is something I'm going to start changing over the weekend. Like, do it tonight. Like I said, I challenge you guys, go put in your story tonight. Go put that selfie, the picture of you and the kids, you and your husband, something, and then put that question box there and let your followers, friends, whatever, guys, even if you have 50 followers on Instagram, do it in your Instagram story, do it on your Facebook story, and ask, what are 2 to 3 things that you think of when you think of me? Because I'm telling you, it's going to help you really narrow down what exactly you need to be focusing on. And if there's things, guys, you got to be prepared when you ask for people's opinions. You might not always like what they say, but if you get a lot of responses with something that you're not really happy about, then take it as constructive criticism and know that's something that you need to change. Okay, so if it's I'm trying to think of an example, and I don't know what I could think of off the top of my head, but if there's something that you're not really liking that they're saying that they think of when they think of you, that's what they think of, then that just means that that's what you're putting out there. And it's great because now you know that you can change that, right? And that's the beauty of social media, you guys, is we have the ability to immediately make a change of whatever it is that we're doing or posting or how we're presenting ourselves. I mean, if you guys were on the Instagram training yesterday, I was like listening to it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could go spend probably 3 hours on my Instagram totally revamping everything, and it would look like a brand new Instagram. Like, it would literally look like a completely different Instagram, much more like influencer friendly. And it's that easy that within a couple hours I can have that totally changed and revamped. So I'm so grateful for you, Genie, for hopping on and giving us all these awesome tips. Just like I said, guys, take them and do something with it. Don't just sit there and write notes and then put your notebook away and not do anything with it. Okay. Genie gave her time to you tonight to help you become better in your business. So take that. And I would say, you guys, Genie, I've noticed Genie's posts lately, like, she's making me feel bad about my posts. I'm like, dang, she's on it right now. Like, I'm so inspired by how she's posting. So go take a look at what she's posting. Please don't copy and paste, because they're written specifically for her and her journey and where she's at. But you guys can take it and be inspired by it and use that to come up with your own things, because I know sometimes it can be difficult to come up with a post. And the one other thing I wanted to add to that is, Genie was saying, tell your story. And some of you guys might be newer and you're like, yeah, but I don't really have a story. Well, first off, unless you're brand new, we all just got to peek at our preliminary commissions, right? And I don't care if it's $10 that your preliminary commissions were, because I know that first check is never big, okay? I don't care if it's $10. Guess what? You can go get a Starbucks with that $10. You can pay for your Netflix bill with the $10. Like, I literally, you guys, I saw a girl post 2 days ago. Sean can back me on this because I said something about it. And I was like, this girl is posting saying, does anybody have a Disney Plus account that they will let me use? And someone was like, just go purchase it. And she was like, I can't afford it. Okay, so if you have Disney Plus, you have something that someone out there does not have. And so you can say that your commissions paid for your streaming services this month. I mean, it might seem silly to you, but you guys probably at this point, almost all of you have heard me say there was a point in my life where I could not afford juice for Ivan. We ran out of juice and I couldn't even go buy a $1.89 bottle of Juicy Juice because I was that broke. Okay, so there are people out there who can't afford something that you think is, oh, well, it's only $10. Heck no, girlfriend, that is $10 that you made, and you can go do so much with that. And maybe you got $10 in your commissions, but maybe you sold 2 or 3 sample packs of the Skinny Brew, because I know almost everybody on here has sold at least one Skinny Brew sample pack, and if not, you sold way more than that. Now, no matter what your commissions are, you can go out and talk about that you made $60 this last month from your side hustle just by mailing out samples of coffee. Don't you think that's going to be attractive to people? Like, there's so many different ways that you can talk about what the business has done. And yeah, Michelle said, post about bonuses. That's the tank of gas. Absolutely. You guys, if you got a fast start bonus, a lot of you guys got fast start bonuses today. And I don't care if it's the smaller one at $49. $49 is a lot. $49 can be, I have a couple credit cards that the payment is like $28, right? So that's a credit card payment. You can talk about that it works, filled your tank of gas. They paid for your credit card bill this month. They put money towards depending on where you're at. I was going to say your electric bill, but I mean, ours is just out of control, ridiculous right now. Michelle's shaking her head. If you're in our area, like, our recent electric bill was $340, guys. So like, Michelle's saying more, hers was more. Yeah. So depending on where you are, you can talk about that. But there's so many different things that you can say. If you sell one Skinny Brew sample, you guys, that's $20. There is a lot that people can do with $20, right? And for us, sometimes it might be like, well, it was just one that I sold for $20. Like I said, there's a lot of people who don't have $20 to go do anything with. Maybe you take that $20 and you drive through McDonald's and buy your family dinner, right? I mean, I think it's probably more than that now to go through McDonald's, but there's some people who can't afford to do that. So just keep that in mind with no matter what it is that you make. First off, be grateful for it because that's money you didn't have before. Second off, there's so many people out there who would love to have an extra $10, an extra $20. And then if you're doing sample packs every few days or once a week, even if you're making $40 once a week off sample packs, off the Skinny Brew sample packs, think about that. If you're consistently talking about making, I just made $40 today sitting at home on the couch with my kids, and half the people out there reading that post are laid off and not making money, and they're waiting for unemployment to kick in. Because I'll tell you guys, my sister is a hairstylist, and she's supposed to be able to qualify for unemployment, but she got denied. She's been without income for almost a month now. Why she won't join the business, don't ask me. I keep talking to her about it, but she's very stubborn. But there's other people out there who are not as bullheaded as my sister who will want to join because they're going to see you sitting there I made $40 this week. I made $20 today. I made $10 off my commission, which we don't really say what we made off of commissions, but you can say, like, with my commissions, I paid for XYZ. Okay. You can't say what your commissions are. You can talk about what you make in sample cash. You can talk about what you make in fast starts because those are set amounts. But when it comes to commissions, you guys, you can't state exactly what your commissions are. You can talk about what the average is, or you can talk about what you were able to pay with it. But there's so much that you can just put just there. So yes, you have a story. And when I tell you guys that, there was a time when I couldn't afford juice, well, my life improved from that point to before it worked. I mean, I still was living paycheck to paycheck before it worked, but it doesn't mean that I don't talk about that time. So, I had a point in time when I couldn't afford juice, And it's not like then, boom, I found it works and everything got better. No, I got a job with the county and I was making decent money. And so things got better. Then guess what? I got laid off from that job. And, then I went back, then I went to working 3 jobs, and then I got another job at the county and I was working there, and then the waitressing job. And then that's when I found it works. But it doesn't mean that I can't say there was a point in my life when I couldn't afford to buy my son juice. And now I'm so blessed because I'm home with him every day. And I'm able to not only buy juice, but to pay all of our bills. And you know what I'm saying? Like you can definitely have a story. It's not that you have to have right before it works, what was your life? And now 3 weeks later, how has it changed? Like we know it's not like a huge change, but don't forget to you guys, not everybody is in this for money. Some people are looking for friendships. Some people are looking for freedom of time. And so, there's some people, guys, I was so negative before this business. I'm like embarrassed half the time my memories pop up on Facebook. I'm like, I cannot believe I posted that. What a freaking negative Nelly. What was wrong with me? And I'm like, thank God I'm the only one who can see my Facebook memories. Sometimes Sean will look when I'm going through my memories and I'm like, I don't know if I want him to see this. Like, this is so bad. So, think of just the change in yourself. And that's when Genie was talking about, oh dang it, Genie, where is it? What do you want people looking at you as an expert on? It doesn't necessarily have to be a trade. It can just be that, you're always providing positivity for them. If you were I would recommend guys put a positive quote in your story every single day. Put some kind of because I can't tell you guys how many times I've had people message me from my positive quote that they see and say, thank you so much, I needed this today. Or thank you so much, you're always a ray of sunshine. Like there's just being known for being positive can make such a change in people's lives, and that alone will attract them to you. They would rather come purchase from you than from Debbie Downer over here. They would rather come join your team than be on somebody's team who's over here always complaining about politics or, coronavirus, or their kids are a pain in the butt, or they don't like their husband, or whatever my car broke down, like whatever. We all go through life. But if you are that consistent piece of positivity, they will pick up on that, and you will see that people are attracted to that. So that's all I'm going to add to that. Genie, you were so awesome tonight. Thank you so much. I forgot to stop recording. So let me stop recording. Guys, it might